Definitely, she really thought of me, this charming little letter. And she marked it with her signature. It was so adorable. When I initially met her, so I realized everybody might be obsessed with Riri and Beyoncé. Yet these two aren't so obsessed with one another. I mean, there's been underground tales about the two of them having a few quiet, hard feelings between themselves. So, for what reason does Beyoncé disdain Rihanna? This is a direct result of Jay-Z. Or is it since Sovereign B sees the Barbados sovereign as a danger to be tracked down anything it very well? Maybe we will clearly make quick work of it. So, welcome to Gay Book of Scriptures. And we should get everything rolling. These two divas have kept steady over their game for a very long time, from fixing the diagrams to getting Grammy grants. Rihanna and Beyoncé are the famous females in hip jump and R&B. However, imagine a scenario where I take you that these sovereigns are battling about who leads this industry well. It's extremely difficult not to see that Beyoncé and Rihanna aren't the very best of companions, despite the fact that they've been in open together a few times. Rihanna got into the business on account of Beyoncé's significant other, Jay-Z. After Eben Rogers found her in Barbados, he carried her to the U.S., where she met with Jay-Z and gave a dazzling tryout at the studio. That very day, Rihanna got a six-collection contract with Def Jam. And that was the start of her excursion to distinction during this season of her vocation. Rihanna professes to have met Beyoncé a couple of times, and surprisingly, got a sweet note from her which energized her and contained some extraordinary exhortation. Thus has she offered you any sort of guidance, or no doubt she truly thought of me, this charming little letter. And she marked it with her signature. It was so adorable. When I initially met her, and she composed, she's letting me know, just let Lucy perform, and simply have a good time, and be in charge, so make perhaps. Beyoncé was attempting to play the older sibling card with Brianna, yet something happened that turned the tables between the two of them. One day we awakened to a tune from Beyoncé, saying that each and every other lady ought to bow to her now. That was a major mood killer to most fans, as individuals can comprehend the reason why Beyoncé went from singing about young ladies running the world to women bowing to her. I can say without a doubt that that is a truly delicate comment to different ladies. I mean, being rich and famous doesn't mean you get to rule every other person right well. Here's a woman voice as she would see it on the melody, and how different women had an outlook on it. I think a few ladies are insulted by it, yet you realize there's such a lot of that we are insulted by, or not annoyed by that, as well as talked about how it wasn't something Beyoncé was known for. I feel like it's difficult to accept, super difficult to accept. Haven't seen her in an alternate edification for such a long time, so it was unforeseen, and keeping in mind that many are having disputable conclusions about the tune Rihanna tweeted, something that caused us to re-examine who Beyoncé may be conversing with in her melody. As per the tweet, Rihanna referenced that she just realized that how will generally be number one. I could utilize a test. She said, how that vibe down there, kneeling down. Huh, now folks, those aren't customary words somebody would tweet, particularly when Beyoncé had quite recently delivered a tune like Kneels. So might it at any point be the situation that Beyoncé was alluding to Rihanna in that melody? And afterward, Rihanna chose to send an unobtrusive message back to Beyoncé through her tweet. Well, lovelies, keep close. By how about we figure out together? You see, everybody realizes that Rihanna appeared to be a danger to Beyoncé. When she came into the business, Rihanna was another ability, grabbing the eye of numerous in the business in sovereign narrows. Ladies, Riri didn't stop at that tweet. Soon an article was distributed online about Rihanna, where she was alluded to as the sovereign of the pop influence list in 2013. Riri additionally tweeted in light of the article that It's Just Walk in 2013 is now possessed. Now Rihanna's vocation was major areas of strength for rising Beyoncé was excessively unsettled about that, despite the fact that when she was asked about for what reason she delivered the melody Kneel, she thought of an excellent reason. The explanation I put out, Kneel, Is on the grounds that I awakened, I went into the studio. I had a serenade in my mind. It was forceful, it was furious. It wasn't the Beyoncé that gets up each day. It was the Beyoncé that was irate. It was the Beyoncé that wanted to safeguard herself. And assuming that this melody never comes out og. I said it, and I paid attention to it after I got done. And I said this is hot, Imma put it out, I won't sell it. I will just put it out individuals like it extraordinary they. Don't so did you folks hear that Beyoncé told I2 Radio that she just felt like and chose to record and drop the tune that was in her head that day. How in the world are we expected to accept that Beyoncé had no ulterior rationale behind delivering that tune? Well, imagine a scenario where I came clean with you that isn't. And that melody was dismissed by Rihanna after it was composed for her by her lyricist. You see, Rock City composed that tune for Rihanna, quickly close by a few different melodies. Yet when introduced to Rihanna, she wouldn't acknowledge it, yet Rihanna's most prominent astonishment. Beyoncé came out a couple of months after the fact and delivered a melody, and not just that, she even deceived dark countenances about how she got the tune. It was totally surprising to fans as they remarked on different stages about Beyoncé transparently misleading us. Yet while Beyoncé may not let us know her genuine purposes behind utilizing the melody, the sort of connection among them isn't one you can't put a cordial tag on. And we as a whole realize most ladies are very serious with one another, so the sovereign might be seeing a danger from Rihanna's ascent in the business. And in addition to that, is conceivable that Beyoncé might in any case be hanging on that thought that Rihanna and Jay-Z might have had an illicit relationship. Yes, you heard just before now there had been hypotheses about Jay-Z covertly taking part in an extramarital entanglement with Rihanna after the two met. And she was endorsed under Def Jam a couple of years after the fact. Rihanna marked an administration, managed rock country, making Jay-Z her chief. This was a colossal arrangement at that point, and it made Beyoncé stay away from Rihanna and her better half, Jay-Z. Now, we are very much aware that Beyoncé doesn't bargain excessively sympathetic with gossipy tidbits about her better half having an unsanctioned romance. Yet it happened that individuals couldn't quit discussing this one as per the news. Then Rihanna and Jay's met in a club in New York one night, where they had a great time close by different companions of theirs. Yet not long after that occasion, it emerged on the news that they were both kissing and embracing now. Rihanna conceded that they are companions. Their relationship was all the more a business connection among them. And nothing more. She likewise let individuals know that she and Beyoncé are not foes, but rather they're not precisely companions, either a straightforward hey and hi every so often. Yet that is all there is to it yet to be straightforward. This is confounding how has everything turned out from this. So I hear that you love Beyoncé, I love her, to saying she and Beyoncé aren't even companions. Relatively few can comprehend what's truly going down among Narrows and Riri. Yet the people who realize about base way of behaving sure have a remark about it. Keisha once remarked concerning Beyoncé's tune Neil, and said can't stand when individuals are bombastic.